Welcome to Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is our 24th episode. This is the show where we give ourselves a challenge to find cars online, and then we present them, and then we vote on them. This week, we are challenging ourselves with finding modified cars or custom cars, and we gave ourselves a budget of $15,000, and we're joined by Jason Fenske of Engineering Explained this week. So
Hello, everyone.
Jason found, and Jason behind him apparently has, he's been working on the vaccine, so we've got high hopes. And we've got a newbie, Eric Stafford, who's our editor on Buyer's Guide. Casey Colwell and Jonathan Ramsey are our regulars. So, Jonathan, do you want to take it away?
All right. So I feel like these window shops are getting harder for me every week.
Why is that?
Well, I normally don't look at modified cars. I prefer to modify them myself. And it's a low bar. I feel like 15 grand for what I would normally want in a modified car is a low bar, but the internet blossomed for me, and I first found this 1994 Rover Mini Mayfair. Now it's a Japanese domestic Mini, hence I believe that's why it has the fender mounted mirrors.
It's right-hand drive too, right?
Yeah. Exactly, right-hand drive. And he hasn't done much to it. The wheels are 13 inches instead of 12 inches. It's got a polished intake, center exhaust.
So it doesn't have engine modifications?
So yeah, what's the modification here?
Just the polished, what is it?
Just the polished exhaust?
Aftermarket stereo.
The Team Turtle polished intake and center exhaust. I mean, how many modifications are we looking for?
Those seats aren't stock either.
More than that.
There's a video clock in the center of the dash. That was not there when it came. Seats, not stock. I mean, yeah, I think that might be it. But he did
aftermarket radio.
Yeah.
I went with the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law. So.
Have you driven one of these original Minis?
I haven't. The description says that the suspension, like all Minis, is rudimentary, so don't judge it on that. But it takes, I think, 12 and a half seconds to get to 60.
Yeah, when I worked in the office, we had we tested 2 K-series powered Minis.
Yeah, those things were cool.
They were really cool, but really terrifying too.
Yeah.
Terrifying because
so much power, no weight, front wheel drive car.
Well, and it was like a stretched wheelbase too, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had to make.
Yeah, they had to make room, and so the proportions are a little off. But these are cool.
Good, Jonathan, why didn't you find one of those?
That's what I was waiting. I was waiting for it to be like K-swap, and I was going to be all excited.
But you can't get those under 15 grand. I don't know.
Polished exhaust is the max here.
Polished intake and a Team Turtle intake and a center exhaust. That's 2 modifications and bigger wheels.
Right. Because stock Minis, I think, had 10-inch wheels, and maybe you could get 12-inch wheels, and then So
Aren't Minis had the cone springs, right? Just like the rubber cones.
Yeah, the rubber thing that Isagonis designed. I think Isagonis designed it.
Yeah.
All right, next car. This is barely modified.
Yeah, this is pretty much a bone stock. It's nice that it's a late, it's a late Mini, a later Mini.
Car.
How fun is it with the automatic though?
Oh, it's an automatic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's 15 and not 20.
They're like, no one wants this.
Look, let's focus on the modifications. I think that's what was important.
All right.
So this guy,
I see a president.
I didn't know how to say Big Papa in Japanese until I saw this car. This was our Infiniti Q45. So this is a 2001. In Japan, they kept it to 2001. We got rid of it in '96. But it's got a JIC suspension, 4.5 liter V8. I'm not sure anything's been done to that. The guy didn't say anything in the.
It looks like the exhaust tips are polished.
All four of them. Wow. 4
That's
miles.
what I look for. Exactly.
4 times the mod. 4 times the mod. Is
I
this
mean,
car
come
in the U.S.?
No, it's in Japan.
What?
But
Are
it's,
there any
but it's
rules?
under the cost. It's oh
Is
no,
it
it's not.
eligible for
It's
import?
not even under the cost. What's
It's not,
the,
and it's not eligible for import
How
either.
much is it? How much is it?
DQ'd.
It's eight. What is it? 18.
It's asking price. Jonathan's a good negotiator.
He's
shipping's
gotta
cheap
import
though
it, too.
internationally?
Exactly, and it says negotiate the best price. I can get this guy to 14.9. I
Well,
have
that's
no
just
doubt.
good advice.
So it's got it's got a gold wing front hood thing, hood ornament.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's back that sentence up.
Exactly.
Gold wing hood front.
It's normally silver. He did it. Boom, gold.
Did you say gull wing doors? Oh no, it's just a gold.
Hood ornament.
Don't say just with that. Don't say just. Lots of wood.
Oh.
Oh, I thought this
Well,
was going to be a VIP build where they
Yeah,
they really dress it up and go crazy. This isn't that crazy, Jonathan.
You said modified. You did not say crazy. If you had said crazy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And
Yeah, I think the President is the long wheelbase version of the Q45. That rear door looked really long.
Well, they did it in both wheelbases in Japan, short and long. So wheelbase was like 6 inches longer. Car overall 5 inches longer. Look, an AT drive shift controller that didn't come stock. That got added.
Does that help them get good fuel economy?
among
What's
other
going on
things.
with that center console in the rear?
What do you mean?
Go.
Oh, there's all kinds of controls on it.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
another
Is that a
touchscreen in the
is that a-
back?
Is that a champagne chiller?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's a chiller. It holds things, but I don't know if
It's a
it's
seed tray, yeah.
It could
A
be.
big gulp chiller.
If you put ice in it,
Put ice in there, and
Boom.
yeah. That's,
See, that's engineering explained for you. Ice. That's what we need. So yeah, those are my.
I don't see a lot of thumbs up in your future, but that's okay. I was wrong last week, so.
We can edit that out in post, Tony. So don't worry about what you just said.
I think both cars are beautiful. I don't know if I saw any modifications.
But I went through the modifications. I don't understand why.
Oh, I
This
think it
one's
has-
got the
I think
Pep
it has
Boys mods.
I think it has the pass-through on the passenger seat to put your feet. Go back one. You see that? I think that opens up, and then you can put your feet through the
oh
back.
yeah.
You can put your feet through the backrest.
That's actually cool.
Does it have custom exterior door handles?
What?
They're chromed out. They look like from like a 2000 Impala or something.
No, that was on the Q45s.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have that, Derek.
These are tasteful modifications. Is what I was after. With
So tasteful.
The gold. I don't know.
That's just a
Thank you.
also the styling of that front end is just a blatant ripoff of a Bentley,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Looks good though.
Yeah, it does look good.
All right.
What's that rain stopper over the door at the top? Is that what I'm seeing there?
I
It's a
think you
wind
just.
deflector, is it?
Yeah, I think you
Oh,
just
yeah.
saw it. Rain stopper. Yeah,
That's
because
not.
I'm a VIP, and I don't. That also did not come stock.
Underrated
those-
accessory.
All
Are
right.
those
I think you're
Rain-X
done.
wipers?
Are those what wipers?
Are those Rain-X wipers?
Just wait till judging time. Then we'll
Thanks for the
talk.
sponsorship.
All right, Jonathan, unshare so we can kick it over to Jason.
Okay.
All right, Jason. I hope what you brought was more modified than that.
It's definitely more modified. It's not clean at all, but here we go. Can everyone see?
What the hell?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Ram TRX is the news as of late, but let's say you want to get your own, Ram TRX competitor, but you don't have $70,000. Well, how about 1/10 of that? $7,000, 637 horsepower. This is okay, so here's the thing, like you never know what's accurate on Craigslist, but according to the lister, this is a 4.6 liter that's been stroked out of a Cobra, and they put a Pro Charger on it, and they claim, there's no dyno sheets, that it's now making 637 horsepower. So for $7,000, and what you'll be surprised by, okay, also it has a Yeti cooler, So they're just throwing that in.
Oh, Casey will like that.
Yeah, it's a
But-
thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Like, look at this. I mean, this is a 2002, and the rear seats look good. Steering wheel doesn't look like it's been trashed. There's one of the doors. I mean, it looks
It looks
like,
clean.
it looks clean.
I want to know how they arrived at 637 specific horsepower.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, and that's why I think there's probably a dyno sheet somewhere out there. But oh, it also has a $5,000 custom exhaust where it exits on both the rear sides. There you can see it.
I just wish they'd polished it.
Yeah, I know. If only they had polished it.
You can't
But
have
look at that custom Yeti case holder. Yeah. So
You're well
Well,
under
if you-
budget.
well under budget. So that's the
Yeah.
thing too. Like if it doesn't totally work out, you've still got $8,000 left over. There are a lot of miles on it, 242,000. However, according to the seller, 50,000 since it's got the new engine, suspension, all kinds of goodies. So they claim, here's the thing, when you're buying a modified car, you just want to take in something that someone spent an absurd amount of money on and then buy it for nothing. And they claim that $70,000 has been put into this truck. So
Whoa.
legitimately,
What does it have on
this is a Ram TRX price.
US dollars?
That's what they say. So I don't know. I mean, it's Craigslist, right? You can write whatever you want.
Exactly.
But
I did notice that the modified car listings, they actually spend a lot of time explaining it rather than most Craigslist listings, which have like no information whatsoever.
That's true.
that is true. How do we think? Do you think this can take on the TRX?
Hmm.
One
I
jump.
mean,
It's
the
got one
value is
jump in it.
undeniable. Yeah, one.
I think it
shot.
has one. I think it has one full throttle acceleration before it explodes.
Well, it's got more than one roll in it too, considering the roll bar in the back. So
Yeah.
Jason, can you go to that? What is that lower left photo with the script?
This is a license plate, and I'm not sure. They did have a little religious piece as part of the listing.
Where is this vehicle located?
This is in
Monroe,
Monroe,
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Hmm.
I don't know. It seems all right to me. $7,000 though. Like I feel like if the listing is true, if it's $70,000 spent and you're picking it up for $7,000, that's well bought. So
Hold on, go
detail.
back down to the bottom, to the big paragraph.
What is an RCX suspension? Anyone heard of that?
it's like for toys, except you scale it up. No, I don't know. I don't know what an RCX suspension is. Also, for legal reasons, the odometer cannot be changed. So they're being, they're being honest with this listing.
The mechanic who built this is very well respected.
He says he's willing to consider $8,000 to $8,500 grand. Does that mean he's willing to consider more than it's listed for?
Here's the thing. He's had some trouble selling this. There have been 5 buyers who've tried to buy it, and so he keeps lowering the price as time goes on. Because no one's serious. No one's got the cash to put up.
I think they don't have the cojones to put up.
It's too powerful is what really happens. I mean, they tried it. They can't handle it. And they say,
Too much
"No."
truck.
All right. Are we ready to move to number 2?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay, great. So this one is not nearly as practical or daily drivable, but it's also significantly less power.
That looks like fun.
So here's the thing. This is someone who took a 1994 Subaru Impreza and they modified it to compete in Rally America. And so for Rally America, you have to be street legal. So it's going to be street legal, like as far as emissions, things like that. And the modifications they went for basically was just making it more reliable, not really adding power. So they stuck a 2000 2.5 RS engine in it. It's naturally aspirated, single overhead cams, but it's got STI transmission swap. It's got STI wheel bearings, and they've got WRX hubs. They've got WRX brakes to make sure that they can fit the brakes in the 15-inch Rally spec wheels. They've got that box of a fuel tank there in the back. So basically, it's a car modified. They put in a lot of money to make this thing reliably run down a little rally course. It doesn't make crazy power. They don't state how much power it is, but I think those engines are something like 160 or 170, something like that.
It
So
looks like a nice build.
yeah, I mean, it's
The guy put over 10 years into it, I believe, because I looked at this exact one.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was something about how long he's been piecing it together.
Our former coworker had a 2.5 RS rally car similar to this one.
so
Whoa.
there's a long list of modifications here, and he
So
said
does this have the STI, the fancy center diff?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
just the transmission.
Are you thinking about going racing, Jason? Would you buy this?
I wouldn't buy it, no. But it's one of those examples where, am I doing a good job selling it? It's one of those examples where it's like someone had the right mentality. They wanted to build something reliable, not powerful. Like when I start modifying a car, I go power first, and it's kind of a dumb approach, but it's like, it's the fun approach.
Right,
This guy went the opposite, reliable approach, and worked backwards towards power, which they never got to. And that's fine. Like it's going to be a fun, just thrash it off road. Obviously the exterior is not in great shape, so you're not going to like care about getting it
Right.
dinged up. It looks like it'd be fun to thrash around.
Right. I mean,
I wonder what
eventually
that
you're gonna hit
roof
a
scoop-
tree.
And the roof scoop is functional, they claim. So, it helps build positive pressure within the cabin so you don't have dust flying in there.
Can we see that door pocket that they created out of like a trapper keeper?
Oh,
And is there a
Right there.
reason for the 7 vertical end plates inside the wing, or is that?
Oh yeah, we haven't discussed that. have
Fully
we?
functional.
you
Vortex
need those
generators.
for straight line stability.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
obvious. They do it in
Yeah.
F1.
White Ninja. He's the
Yeah, I
white
was just looking at that.
A white ninja.
I mean,
North
honestly
Carolina.
though, like if you want to go rally racing, like just buy
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, 10
I'm
grand.
surprised this thing hasn't sold yet.
and
Yeah,
you're
it's
off.
only 10 grand to go
It
rally
says
racing.
something about
Yeah.
needs a full electrical harness or something. Needs a
Did
new
it?
harness.
I don't think.
Can't be that. It's right at the bottom there. Needs a harness. Unless
Okay,
I
the
let's
very
read the
bottom?
fine print.
Oh, harness and belts. He's probably talking about for the seats.
Oh,
Never
right,
mind.
yeah.
Never mind.
It
Oh,
runs.
yeah. He
It
did
looks
say
good.
that it needs the harnesses for the seats replaced. But do you need a harness?
So both of your vehicles are very off-road focused.
Well, that
Let's-
wasn't the goal, but but what I like in a modified car is taking someone's hard work and effort and just buying it, and then
Right.
you spent way less and you get all that dedication that they put into it. I think that's cool. The best case is like if they get bored. I don't want like a sad story of like but anyways,
Failure, right.
yeah.
All right,
Like
cool.
that soul crushing defeat of selling something for 1/10 of what you put into it.
Yeah, I mean that's what they
70K
claim
into
about-
this truck.
That's what they say. Who knows? In 2016, so not that long ago. That thing's ready to rip. All right, those are my two.
Thank you, Jason. You want to unshare, and we'll kick it over to Casey Colwell. What have you brought us today, Casey?
I have brought you. I brought you one car because it's one that I think is actually kind of cool. But it's I guess this is like a 2nd gen Forester or 1st gen Forester, but it's kind of been modded up with some JDM parts. If you I did a
A serious front bumper.
yeah, so that's there was a Forester STI in Japan.
Oh, so they've sort of created an STI out of their
Mhm.
Forester.
Yeah. So it's kind of but JDM appears 5 times in the ad. Big long list of everything they did. They're claiming almost 300 horsepower.
So like STI levels of power.
Yeah. But it's not an STI engine. It's just
Right, it's the stock turbo engine that you originally had.
but with an STI turbo.
But what does it make on 89 octane? You got to put 92 in that? Really?
I mean, it's. I think this is out of Seattle. I think
Yeah,
it's-
so they just only have 92 in.
He's at
Yeah.
half the budget.
Yeah. Well, and that was the other thing
He
is,
can
is I
afford the
would.
premium.
So I would also probably take some of the budget, and these are kind of like knockoff Volk wheels, and I'd find real Volk wheels that have the correct offset as well.
Yeah, that's not great. And they're
A
stretched
little
too.
stretched.
Yeah. I would address that, but again, I'm well under budget.
Did he polish the exhaust tip?
I don't think there's a shot of
Damn
the
it.
rear, so I
He's
can't.
got a lot of Febreze things in the vents. Is that what
It's
that's?
amazing how many modifications we've seen under budget with these recent posts.
It speaks to the desperation. It speaks to the desperation you're talking about, Jason, where the person sunk $20,000 and can't get rid of it.
How many JDMs is ideal to have in a listing?
More
many
than
as
3,
possible.
less than 12.
Every
Less than
sentence.
12.
And also Foresters, if you don't know, hold a kind of interesting place in car and driver history, and that this was the car that basically set our Mendoza line for what is considered an SUV,
Right.
because we had a height restriction, and when we started doing 5-bus trucks many years ago,
And it was built around the
the
Forester.
general consensus was, yes, a Forester is an SUV. Anything not as tall as a Forester is
A wagon.
a car or a
Who is,
wagon. Yeah.
who is Mendoza?
That's a baseball term. So it's basically a catcher whose batting average was like 183, but he was a great catcher. So you had to be able to hit. His batting average was basically if you're a catcher, you better break that line. Otherwise, you
Right,
you won't
that's the
make it into
minimum
the-
requirement.
Yeah.
Got it.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Put that on
but
your
I always
whiteboard,
heard
Jason.
that you couldn't
Yeah.
autocross a Forester. Because I was looking
Wow.
at them and someone told me that they're not eligible. So maybe
Really?
that's the SUV Mendoza
Oh.
mark.
But these have the
Is-
same. This has the same rain. What do we call these on that?
Call that rain,
Reflector.
you call that a rain blocker?
The
The
drip
rain blocker?
blocker.
Everyone I knew that used to smoke loved them because when it was raining, they could.
Oh,
still
that
smoke.
comes standard?
No.
I don't think that's.
No, that doesn't come
This is
standard.
one of the many modifications.
I
That one's a Lund accessory, not
I feel
JDM.
like those wind deflectors are such a common modification on Subarus, and I think they look awful, and I think it's a shame how common they are.
Do you still have your Subaru? Didn't you have a Subaru?
I had an STI. I had a 14 STI hatch. Now I have a Crosstrek, which is the cooler one.
Hey.
My dad has a Crosstrek, so
Said
I
with
agree.
so much confidence.
My dad just turned 65, loves his Crosstrek.
You mean temperature?
Right on. I like that guy.
Well visor rain guards right here.
There we go.
Listed in my mods.
Oh,
And
that's
also-
awesome.
you
Yeah,
notice
see,
it-
they're so detailed. They're so detailed when they're modified.
Yep.
Alpines are always a stereo choice for these tuner cars. And I thought Alpine and Kenwood, I thought they stopped at like 98. But
Don't forget about Pioneer.
yeah,
Pioneer's a good one.
All right, Casey. Thank
So anyway,
you
that's
only
it.
have one? You only have one?
Yeah, you
Right.
said
I
one
know,
this week. I
I'm
followed
trying
the
to keep
rules.
these shorter.
whoa. Well,
No, I cheat. I always cheat and do one extra. I always sneak one in.
Right. All right,
great.
Eric. It's your debut.
All right, I didn't want to disappoint, and I spent a lot of time searching all over the place for something interesting.
I'm guessing you're gonna have a lot of muscle cars.
Well, maybe not. We'll see. All right, here we go. So the original crossover, the AMC Eagle.
I
This
just
one's an
Hello, no
83.
sorry, Jason. Jason, you won't understand this. Eric, I just want to have a moment of silence to appreciate, Eric, what you have brought to this window shop. I want to thank you for your AMC contribution. There's a gift already in the mail to you.
No problem. Well, I'm glad I got your vote, Jonathan. Thank you. So this one actually, surprisingly, Craigslist is my used car form of choice, and there's really actually not that many Eagles on Craigslist. I have an app called BRZO that basically searches all of Craigslist, as many places as you want without having to select each individual place. And this one's out in central LA.
No, it's north.
And-
San Luis Obispo is north of here, but yeah, they've got it marked down as Central LA. for some-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
There's
so the
I had the best
story
cup of
behind
coffee
it,
I've ever had in SLO. But never mind.
what's that?
Nothing. I had a really good cup of coffee in San Luis Obispo once. But
Well, now you go there, you buy the
know.
Eagle, and then you get another cup of
sip my
coffee.
Yeah.
So
Does it
anyways,
come
this
with
one is
color
actually like, I didn't know if it crested the bar for modifications because
Oh, it was
it's,
in the Haggerty magazine.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to wait. Go back to that shot. Wait.
this one actually, so
Yeah.
Aaron Robinson wrote this one. Actually, I read the article. And it gave a little bit more details on some of the modifications. Like the 2 to 3 inches of suspension lift is actually aluminum shims that they just stuffed in between. So as far as safety, I don't know.
That's the way to do it.
It's just a body lift.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it's on 31-inch tires, so it's larger than the stock ones. And then this has the 4.2 liter straight six that AMC made.
Right.
And it comes with, this one has the 3-speed automatic. You could get a 4-speed manual with it, but this one doesn't have it. And the guy says it's like he's retuned everything, new plugs, wires, distributor. He's went through and reworked a lot of, he's added new weather stripping. And he said that the hood release is broke, so he just uses a beer bottle opener, as you can see there.
Eric, what was the budget in the story? They had a budget, didn't they? Like $1,000?
I don't remember. I think it was up to 15 because I think the Subaru Brat they bought was 15.
$1,500.
Yeah.
No,
So
I think, yeah.
He's quadrupling his money here. More.
Haggerty magazine
Technology.
cachet is bringing more value to this car than it is.
Yeah, it's definitely overpriced. I found like a mint condition, like unmolested Eagle wagon for like $6,900 from last year, and it was in beautiful condition. So this one's definitely overpriced. It must.
So
be,
the major modifications are the shimming of the suspension
Yep.
and the tires.
That's pretty much. He added some LED lights to the front bumper.
That's barely modified.
But honestly, I
Jonathan loves the barely modified Eagle.
I love the interior on these with the houndstooth, and then you can see the dashboard. They got like a nice little shelf built in.
All right, next car.
Just breathed on a little bit. Not
Next
really modified,
car.
just breathed on.
I don't love this.
All right, next. So this is E30 Coupe 325i with S52 swap. So that's the E36 M3 engine. And as far as value goes, like 16,000. I don't know. I have no idea on the valuation of these cars, but
You're over budget.
Yeah.
You could
this
definitely
guy
get that for
will
15.
definitely drop to 15, guaranteed. I just honestly, I just love the look of this car.
Yeah, I saw this one too. It's really good.
And the interior was originally tan, but he switched all over to black, and I didn't see any like mismatch anything. So
It's got a Sharpie interior.
yeah.
He didn't take
Oil
the
over
airbag
suspension.
steering wheel out, unfortunately.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not my favorite, but
it's not attractive.
yeah, no, he's got ceramic coated headers on it. He's got the S50 manifold from the European engine in the M3. And something I learned about the Euro Smiley headlights, I had no idea what that has, but these are genuine German Euro Smileys. So
Yeah, I saw that in the listing too. Yeah, it's
But
cool.
Hmm.
It's a little rough, but it's cool, and it's over budget. But it's modified.
you'll get it for 15.
What's rough?
It's in my
Besides the leather, what else is rough about it, Tony?
They did trim. You can see here they trimmed a little bit. Looks like probably maybe to fit the wheels. I don't
That's
know.
another modification. You just
There
take
you
a
go.
Yeah, it's
Go to
mass
the-
reduction.
Go to the shot of the shifter. It's that last one. See that big crack in front of the pen?
Oh, yeah.
So he does mention that there is that crack in the dash, but everything else is seasoned, if you will.
All right. I have a very similar listing. Oh, is it my turn?
Oh, see, now I know why you're taking it down.
I think I have a similar listing.
Yeah, that one's not.
I never can remember what I have at this point in the show. So this is an FC RX-7, sort of like the one Casey and I raced in the 24 Hours of Lemons, except they took out the rotary and put in a Camaro SS LS1, so the 5.7 liter with at least 320 horsepower. It's from a 99. See, the listings are always so detailed.
Yeah.
It's from a
3 rear
99.
differentials.
What's that?
It says 3 rear differentials.
Where's that?
New turbo, 2 axles, 3 rear differentials, 2 spoilers, bride seat rail.
Well, it's all the extra stuff you get when you eventually break stuff.
Oh,
'Cause
it comes. Those are all spare parts that it comes with.
I would imagine.
Oh yeah, that's the car will come with lots of extras.
Differentials.
New turbo, 2 axles. Wait,
That's an extensive mod.
Yeah, so these are like 2,800 pounds. That engine has probably at least 320 horsepower, maybe a little more. So this is a quick car. I'm under budget. Well, I'm right at budget, I guess, 15,000. That's kind of a lot for this, actually.
you're talking yourself out of it.
Yeah, I can get you twice the horsepower for half the price.
Oh yeah?
It's a pickup truck, but
Oh yeah. I don't know about that 637.
it's very specific.
Yeah, this thing probably moves pretty good though.
Yeah, this is probably a lot of fun. And the LS1 isn't. I mean, it's an all aluminum engine, so the rotary's kind of the rotary's compact, but it's also really dense and heavy.
So do they have 2 hoods? Do they have the aluminum hood?
I don't know. There's that hood, and then there's the one on the car. Yeah, I don't love the blue wheels. That's not great.
Yeah, I don't like that hood either.
But it's clean. In Phoenix.
Those photos are all 10 feet away.
Clean? Yeah.
They store tires in their garage.
Oh wait, what are those other wheels? Those other wheels would look so much better on it.
Well, they'll probably throw those in too.
Can you go
So
down
the
to
wheels before they
the
painted them blue.
extras?
All right. So that
hood is a factory aluminum. It's got the factory aluminum hood.
Oh, does it say that?
Yeah.
I guess I should have read the listing, huh?
It gets thumbs up a lot, it says.
I like this. He stole this rack from Home Depot.
Wow.
Is that included with the 3 differentials?
And those are all
I
the
see
spare
2 of
parts
them.
you get. Hang on, where's that?
Go back to that interior.
Yeah, there's the 2 diffs right there.
Which one, Jonathan?
The interior.
Yeah, that's a Momo steering wheel. That's a Momo Monte Carlo. Yeah, this is an incredible car.
Ooh.
You're back in.
Incredible.
I'm back to selling.
You're back in the Momo Monte Carlo. Tony's like, yeah, that's what got
The
me.
Momo Monte Carlo and the Recaros put me back into it. All right. Okay. So that's car number 1. Car number 2 is very similar to Stafford's, but instead of being showy, I went with a sleeper. Can you guys see that? So it's a sleeper, same engine, the S52, so 240 horsepower. I'm under budget. It's in Santa Barbara. It's a California original car. It has an ancient 80s plate on it. It's got the Euro bumpers, got the bottle cap wheels, and they've added the S52, which took the power. Well, this ETA car probably had 128 horsepower, and now it has at least 240 from the S52. So that's the 3.2 liter inline inline 6 from the M3.
Did they do any brake upgrades or?
That's exactly it, Casey. I thought the same thing because I have one of these cars, and with 168 horsepower, the brakes are not modern. But now this thing has 240 horsepower, and the brakes, they're like 10.1 inch front brakes. They're tiny. So yeah, you might kill yourself in this. But that's part of the fun about tuner cars.
I do like that steering wheel more than
my interior is in better condition.
This is probably the beige interior out of Stafford's car.
Yeah, they swapped them.
Yeah, that's the American M3 engine. Let's see. Yeah, nothing about the brakes, Casey, which is worrisome. And then this 318i radiator. I don't know if that's up to the task of cooling 240 horsepower, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know that much about how to do it.
Well, it says the electric fan moves some serious air, so I don't think you're going to have any problems with overheating.
No problems at all.
I think we can trust this guy, Jason. I think you're right.
I don't like serious air.
Serious air is technical.
TAC and Speedo don't work, so.
Yeah,
No
that's
worries.
a bummer. But it's just a wire, he thinks. That's fine.
It's always an easy fix that they can never fix themselves. Oh, it's a simple one. If you got a little bit of time. I don't have time. It's a little more difficult, but.
Wait, so Tony, how does this thing get around Oh,
I
does
don't
it just
know. How does it
how
get
does it
around,
get around
smog?
smog?
I don't
Go to the
know.
bottom. Go to
Okay.
the bottom.
He
It
said he
says-
smogged it. He said it just passed smog.
Oh.
And so they've converted it. I mean, this would have been a 96 to 99 engine. And he's converted it to OBD1. So it was originally an OBD2 engine. So he's converted it to OBD1. Cars older than 95 and older are all tailpipe tests. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
he just
whoever
sneaks
was
by,
doing-
like they don't know that it's a different engine kind of thing.
Exactly. Maybe he was doing the smog test, just didn't know that this had the wrong engine in it. It didn't have the M.
That sounds like he's got a guy, is what that sounds
Maybe.
like.
Yeah. So you'll definitely want to find out who that guy is.
Yeah.
And make him your guy
Exactly.
if you're in California.
So yeah,
He's now our guy.
that's my sleeper. I'd be a little scared of it in the canyons because of the brakes, but I don't know. I thought it was cool. It's really good condition
The sleeper aspect is cool.
because everyone's just going to think it's an Edo with 128 horsepower.
Cool
It's
and
like my-
dangerous.
It's
the
not going to
best
be
combination.
that quick.
It's like my favorite
It's like-
modified.
This is a 2,800 pound car with 240 horsepower.
Yeah, but so is the S2000. The S2000's slow.
Yeah, this has more torque.
All right.
Defensive.
I'm just saying, you're hyping it like it's actually. I mean, it's probably decently quick, but not like whoa.
Well,
It's
the
probably
RX-7,
pretty quick.
The RX-7 is probably a lot quicker. than
Yeah, I think so.
But
Well,
I'm just saying, it's faster than you're going to want to go with 10-inch front brakes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
If you drag
Yeah.
race someone and you lose, you can just keep going because you won't be stopping anyway. So sleeper works perfect.
All
This
right.
reminds me of my favorite modified car of all time, which is this Finn speed shop built a Model A with a Cosworth BDA in it. If you search,
God.
if you do a YouTube search of Model A BDA, or I guess no, it's a Model T.
It's a Model T with a BDA, yeah.
Model T BDA. It's such a cool build, and yeah. So I'll leave it at that. People watch the video. It's fantastic when the kind of when the reveal happens.
All right.
What kind of brakes are on that?
Wood wheels?
No, the wheels are aluminum, but they're hand painted wood grain.
Oh.
It's a really cool build.
All right, Jonathan. It is the time in the show when we judge each other's picks. So which of your very lightly modified?
I want to make clear that I don't agree about this whole jury of my peers thing. So
You did last week when they gave you the win.
that well, exactly. This week, not so much. So I am going to vote for my VIP president, of course.
I think I'm being generous with the sideways. Plus, you're over budget.
I'm abstaining.
You're abstaining. You can't abstain.
First,
Okay.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, Stafford.
I don't know how this
Because
vote-
I also went over budget and I do like the car. Thumbs up.
Oh. How about you, Jason? What do you think?
I just feel like the modifications weren't there.
come on. Oh my goodness.
The gold hood ornament was like a major talking point.
It has a whole body kit. It has a whole body kit.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
That hood ornament is always going to be a talking point.
feel like the bar moved after
That's
I announced my cars.
I loved the Mini. I thought the Mini was awesome.
Oh,
Except the automatic.
Yeah, it's automatic. It didn't have any mods either. I thought we were supposed to have modded cars here.
All right, Jonathan, what was your favorite car that wasn't yours?
man, it's hard to decide, but I gotta go with an AMC Eagle, which shims.
The Eagle has landed.
And
This
because it's
episode has
awesome.
nothing to do with mods.
What are you talking about? Again, tasteful sleeper modifications.
Right.
We just gave
Tires.
credit for having a sleeper. This guy's got 4-inch shims that you wouldn't know were there, and that says sleeper.
Jonathan, this episode was modified, not barely modified.
Well, I didn't get that paperwork, so you should make it clear next time.
I had $5,000 left over to modify it, so it will be modified.
All right, Jason, you're up next. What are you putting up for judging?
Okay, well, I got a general vibe that no one liked my truck. So
So you should put it up.
I feel like as far as fun factor, the Subaru has it, the Rally Subaru. So we're putting up the Rally Subaru.
I like it. It's a cheap way to
Yeah.
go racing.
Yeah.
I approved.
All right, and then of everyone else's cars, what did you like? Don't
So
say
I
AMC.
think like when I'm looking at a modified car, of this caliper, which was the bar was high for sure. I think I just want to look at like most fun per dollar, and I think the RX-7 would probably be the most enjoyable.
Yes. Agreed. I'm not going to put it up for judging, probably. All right, Casey, you went next.
Yeah, I only had one car, so it's the JDM parts
Well, give us
Forester.
one last pitch on it then.
I mean, it's no, it was that's something like I was under budget, and I feel like I could finish what that guy started.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
And
How much was it again? I forgot.
it was 7,500.
He was half budget.
It was cheap
Thumbs up.
and it was heavily modified.
Yeah.
Wait, Casey, what do you mean finish what he started? What do you need to
Yeah, it
do?
was a little rough around the edges, and like the seats are a little blown out in the wheel. Like I wasn't into that whole wheel thing, but
Got
but if you put like gold Volks on that, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Casey wanted to keep modifying it, Jonathan.
Yeah,
I want to keep modifying mine too.
I wanted to-
That's why
I wanted to polish his exhaust. That's what I wanted to do.
Jonathan,
Casey,
your
what
car
was-
was
First
19.
message. Do you still have it?
19,000.
What was your favorite car, Casey?
Mine was the E30 sleeper, and the more I think about it, like that would be just a great LA car because it's like cool looking and you could keep up with traffic.
Wait,
Oh,
which
yeah.
one? Which E30 sleeper?
Tony's.
Eric didn't have a sleeper. He had those. He had that lowered suspension, the aftermarket wheels.
Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful stance.
All right, Eric, you went next. What's your favorite?
Well,
What are you putting up for judging?
yeah, I'm honestly, I know I'll get one vote from Jonathan if I do the Eagle, but I wouldn't actually buy that car myself. So I got to do the E30. I mean, I think that car is fantastic looking. I think it's all the parts I would put on it. So
I almost put it up, but I went with my sleeper. And then what was your favorite?
my favorite, honestly, would be that RX-7.
All right.
I love that LS swap, and I think that car looks good other than the wheels and that stupid black hood, but
Yeah.
I do love that car.
It had that other hood though, so you could just swap it out.
And 3 differentials.
exactly.
Three,
And
count
turbo
three.
2 axles.
And a Home Depot rack. I'm putting up. I kind of think that the RX-7 will do better in judging, but I would actually buy or consider buying the E30 with the S52.
I'm going thumbs down because the RX-7's better.
Yeah.
My favorite car.
Now
I get-
somebody wants to abstain, huh?
I guess the rally car. The rally car would be cool. The rally car is probably the one I'd come closest to buying, just because if I wanted to go racing, it's a cheap way to go racing. What happened?
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
My computer stroked out for a second, but I think I'd get the rally car. All right. Well, that takes us to the end. I think this is a shorter episode, which might make some viewers happy. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Thanks, guys. Hope you had fun, Jason. And yeah, we'll see you next week.